Part two of this video that we're doing. I'm so sorry. What happened was I'm uploading to TikTok and on YouTube, and it takes a lot of space. So my camera does take a lot of space. So the two of them together makes the phone storage pretty empty, which was the reason why this video cut out. Okay, I was gonna get my water, but no. And see, now I lost the train of thoughts. I missed my stop at the train of thoughts. Choo choo. See, I'm in this really good place right now where I do have this self appreciation, this self love, and see the way I'm learning to like the way I look because again I'm seeing all of those people with filters and you kind of retain information. I don't know if it's a ADHD thing or not, but you're gonna see this video and you're not gonna be remembering what you ate that day, but you remember this video in particular. And once again, that video was about the girl saying, "I am tired of always putting a filter." And to be honest, it was so fucking nice because if you read between the line of what she was basically saying, "Oh, I'm a catfish. I feel like a catfish." There's a difference between being a catfish and feeling like a catfish, right? Water. So I did feel bad for her because I don't know if it's necessarily a cultural thing. If it's a cultural thing where everybody does it, then it's socially acceptable. And it's not so much the fact that, oh well, if everybody has to do it, I'll have to do it. But it's so much that everybody is using the same filter. So when I don't, I look like the odd one out. I look like a black sheep, and I want to be that black sheep, right? I say fucking filter doesn't matter, but all of that to say, I want to present myself in front of you today because usually I'm gonna wear a hat. I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna talk a lot. I'm gonna move my hand a little bit more, so that way you don't focus necessarily on the physical aspect of the video, but more so on what is going on. You have a audio stimulus, you have a visual stimulus that are my hands and not the way I look. And I think that's bad too. I never use filter. I never use makeup, but I can absolutely see myself if I was a woman, and not necessarily because it's a woman thing, but because it's a peer pressure thing. You know, it doesn't matter your sex, your age, your gender, your race. If it's something that everybody does, you're gonna do it also. Um, I kind of want to present myself to you guys as the way I am because I have my two parents, which again, weirdly speaking, they're not as much of a role model. I love my mom, I love my dad. This is not against them, but they're not as much of a role model as they used to be. But they're still this. Okay, well, these are the people that birthed you. These are the people that literally taught you everything that you know as a kid, right? You evolved from that, but as a kid, these were your mm, your tool in okay, your tools in marble, your tools in clay, whatever you want to call it. They shaped you, right? And then what you put inside that clay, what you that's actually a good sign because if you familiar with the Torah, they talk about clay, and we're made of clay, and we die when we're clay. It's complicated. It's psychological. I'm not Jewish, but I know a bit of the Torah. And I want to present myself in this way because, see, and that's gonna be far fetched, right? That's gonna be far fetched. If you had to pick a Pokemon, it would be the Farfetch. And if you had to present this video in a certain way, you would do Sirfetch. Then shout out to Sir Winslow number three. So you're being asked to present yourself in a certain way, and then it's a microcosm of, or microcosm is a good word actually. A micro representation of daily things. So, for example, right, you're going to a job interview, right? You're kind of catfishing the employer because you look so good, right? And then the next day you come in and you're like, bro, what happened, right? Not because you stopped giving a shit, but because you did so much effort. When doing so, even for the apartment, a lot of people are saying, "Yo, your apartment is messy." I got ADHD. I thrive in chaos. The more chaotic the apartment is, the better I thrive. Now, it is super weird because it's so it's such a good representation, physical with the apartment. So it's not when it's messy, I thrive. But when it's clean, my mind is so clear, and I have those clearer thoughts, and I'm like, okay, well, I can go on a straight line, right? Then you look at your employer, and even the apartment. My parents, especially my father, because he kind of raised me. But my father would have the house, and it would get clean. And it was a clean house, but whenever there was visit, they would clean the house. And to me as a kid, it almost sounds like a catfish in itself. I understand that you want to make your company or your company or people that are accompanying you happy because the house is clean, but at the same time, they like you, right? So again, my two parents saying you need to cut your hair, and the hair is a stupid thing, but the hair, I mentioned this before, and the hair is just a projection of a compliment, a projection of a need. Well, I was always told that my hair looked better shorter. I was always told you need to have short hair; it looks better. But I never asked myself, do I like short hair? No, I just did it because I didn't give a fuck. So, testing out things, getting out of your comfort zone, right? So, best thing I can say, I was in my 20s, my early 20s. I was in constant depression, and the constant depression made me wear black, 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 black. Now, there's nothing wrong with wearing black, but for years and years and years, I was wearing black, and I remember I received a gift, and it was a t-shirt. It was a really nice shirt, and it was a colorful shirt, not short. Although possibly colorful shirt, who knows? And I remember not saying, "Oh, I preferred black," but I kept on looking at it and said, "It's a really nice shirt," and I wore it, and I felt so different because it wasn't black, you know. So it's a perception thing, and like the dressing up clean professional because it's a showcase of it is a showcase of how much you want the job. I'm willing to put in the extra effort to, to get the job. But at the same time, it poses a problem because I'm not even necessarily talking about the catfishing, but there's almost this subject that says, well, you don't look good enough. You don't look good enough on your own, so you have to kind of prove yourself up, right? And even when you cut your hair, when you clean yourself, when you shave your beard, right? You feel like a clean guy. And it was funny. So there's a lot to madness. You guys see, I always keep a messy apartment because every single week I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup, and that day is gonna be a very different day because of the apartment and the cleanliness of my surrounding, the cleanliness of my environment, right? Which is a representation of who I am or my mental state. Um. So yeah. Um. Even the way you look, you want to look comfy, but you need to be comfy because maybe you feel uncomfortable. And that's pretty much it. It's a long video, so I'm gonna stop there. But I hope you get the message. And I wanted to come as I am in front of you because I feel like I cannot necessarily wonder why people do the thing they do. Put a filter, put a fucking ton of makeup, and one of my first ex, Leia, fucking love of my life, right? Leia, we had 4 dates before that, and then she broke my heart because she she slept over, right? Well, we didn't sleep a lot, but still, and she said she woke up, right, and usually she left bed. I don't know, woman. I don't know. But this time she stayed in bed, so I was like, oh, that's nice. I got to wake up next to her, you know. And she said something, and she said she didn't have makeup, so um, she's like, I trust you to show you my true face, and it broke my heart because I was like, I'm thankful that you trust me, but it's not a big deal. That's you. Right? You should feel it shouldn't feel like a big deal to be yourself in front of me. This is a bigger deal for you because you don't feel comfortable with your own thing. And I could relate because all my life I was told, you're not pretty looking, you're not great looking, kind of look like shit, dude. And I was like, I understand where you're coming from because I without necessarily having been through the same thing, I kind of I get what you're saying. That's what I'm trying to say. And it broke my heart because do you have this perception of yourself or do you have this society perception of yourself? See, in my case, right, I never really cared about the way I look. Never really cared, right? But I knew that society perceived me in some type of way. So I was like, okay, well, if society see me as some kind of way, then maybe I can do something to fix it, right? I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I could do something to fix it. And it was kind of messy, to say the very least, because I of course made effort. There's years. So this is I'm gonna be finished with the video, but fuck it, right? So there's years. You think I have this gym at home and I never worked out, and there was this year where I was obsessed with working out. Now I want you guys to take a quick second and think about how much video that I put out every single day, and the number of the amount of videos that I put out every single day, and I want you to think about it, and I want you to be like, okay, well, he puts out this many videos. Now I want you to think the same thing, but working out. I was obsessed with it, right? And I was getting compliment on my physical, and I was saying, yo, you got a really good body. You have a really. I was told I was hot for the first time in my entire life, and I was 21, 22, and there's a second where you're extremely receptive to a compliment. You're like, holy shit, I never get compliments, so this is something new. This is a new experience. I like the feeling, right? But then there's a more negative part of you that's like, no, I never got those compliments, right? You don't necessarily like me. You like the work that I put in, but at the same time, you have to ask yourself, if everybody is putting the same amount of work in, but you're not, you're kind of the black sheep, anyways. If everybody was to put in an effort to I don't know, to have a marathon or some shit like that, right? And this is a social aspect, like, oh, everybody's trying to better yourself, even if it feels like they feel like they need to do it. It doesn't matter as long as we do it as a society. And yeah, I'm gonna leave because I'm gonna keep on renting and renting and renting. I'm just overthinking right now. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.